Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
What's going on, you guys? My name is Ace Guzman.
And we are Ace and Rich, and welcome to a brand new live. And this is Ace and Rich Live, of course. Guys, how was your Thanksgiving? I'd like to know how your Thanksgiving was. Put it in the chat. We actually had a fantastic Thanksgiving. And we
enjoyed every bite.
Yeah, you overate a little bit.
I did. I got food coma.
Yeah, you got food coma.
I had food coma, man,
and,
for real.
That's what really inspired about, tonight's live.
Yes.
Is like, being inspired, even with that food coma in you, just right?
Yeah.
Oh man, love it.
But the food was delicious. I'm telling you, every bite was delicious.
It was amazing.
Everything was good.
It was amazing. I loved it.
I'm done. That's it. No more helpings after that. No.
No. You've been actually working out. You've been doing good.
I'm not gonna do it.
You got your new yoga mat too.
I love my new. I love my new yoga mat.
You've been searching for that one for a little bit. You found the right one.
Yes.
And tell them about that yoga mat a little bit, because that yoga mat really is a big deal for you, because you were trying to find the right one, and for a while
I was trying to find the right one. I mean, like for the longest time, living in Puerto Rico, you go to like Walmart and stuff like that, or some kind of sporting goods store, and you're gonna find your yoga mats, they're not as thick as you want them to be because they're like really thin, and that's the whole premise of it. But like for me, these floors are not forgiving. I need something more cushiony.
Everything in Puerto Rico,
concrete.
Like all the floors are concrete.
Concrete, tile.
The walls are concrete. So it's really hard.
Which is great and all, for the heat. But for like working out and like exercising on the floor with your back and your knees, I don't think so. So I had to get extra thick,
Oh, yeah.
material in the yoga mat. And the one that I got, it's like a teal blue. It's beautiful. And I love it. I really do. Yeah. I don't feel my knees hurting as bad.
You don't feel your knees and stuff like that like you did before.
No.
So guys, how's everybody doing? Let's see who we got in the chat.
I am going to go here. If you guys see my my face down, I'm trying to tell people, yes, we are live. And, almost we didn't go live. There is the truth to that matter. Because, we thought, well, because it's a holiday. But then again, for us, it's like we do this all the time, even if it's Thanksgiving yesterday and then we, do we really want to take a day off today? No, we want to get something specific out there that really knows that's going to help people in their life and in their business. And I know, Rich, you got a great discussion that we're going to be rolling out with the show today.
Yo, let me tell you something I'm excited about tonight, because I'm really inspired by this. And you guys are really going to learn some great things. And, I just want to share it with you, because there's a lot I've learned over the years, that a lot of success principles that, I want to share with you. And understand, what I've learned, I did not invent, okay? Just so you know. I just learned from
We're talking, but they can't see us.
I mean,
they see us? Hold on a minute.
Yeah, they can see us.
Can they see us? Some people said, are you live? Yeah, we're live. Can you guys see us?
It says we're live. Hopefully we're live.
Can y'all see us? Oh my goodness, hold on.
Maybe that's an old message.
Maybe. Let me don't worry, just keep on talking. I'm gonna see if I can help some people out find us. Maybe they just need to see it. Maybe they need to see it. Okay, hold on. Sometimes Facebook gets a little wonky.
That's all right. So anyways, guys, once again, welcome to Ace and Rich Live. We're going to be talking about some really, really important stuff tonight to really start off the after Thanksgiving laziness, food coma, right? Because what happens is we get into the holidays and people feel like, okay, well, I don't have to really do business anymore. It's the holidays. I get to kick back and relax. We don't do that. We actually get in we just start getting fired up. Right? People wait for New Year's resolution.
They do.
To do things. We do our business planning like now, right? So, for the following year, we don't wait for the last minute. We don't wait for New Year's resolution. Like I said, we like to make sure that we get things going early and have those goals set up and everything else like that. So, but there's some principles that I want to talk about, and there's a lot that I learned from Jim Rohn in the past that, I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to share with you a lot of stuff in my own words, because I just want to go by experience, my journey, our journey, and what we've learned over the years, and how we became successful, how we hit our first 6 figures, 7 figures, and from there, how do we move to a beautiful tropical island, oceanfront view, a lot of different things like that, because a lot of people, they have dreams and aspirations, but unfortunately, they don't know how to really set up goals and everything. They don't really know success principles, as we call them, rituals, because See, a lot of people can say, let's create some success principles. But when we think about success rituals, that takes it to another level, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get started right now. And again, this is not your typical habits training and stuff like that. We're going to get into some more deeper stuff.
Yes.
That's really going to really help you guys out,
Yes.
okay? And you guys can, number this if you want. I'm just going to go, line by line. But if you guys want to write it down, you can write it down. You want to watch the replay, watch the replay. But this is going to be really great for you to really learn something and take something away that you can take with you and start applying and take it from our experience to help you grow and be successful, because a lot of it does come from up here in the mind. And we know a lot of people get stuck, they get held back. And we want to really break those barriers for you, especially right before 2025. Okay?
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's kick off the new year right.
My glasses are a little bit foggy. I'm gonna just wipe my glasses real quick.
And you know what? There's people coming on the live. They can hear us and see us clearly. Thank you, Michelle. Good to see you, Sindora. Hello, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Tracy Lee, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
How you doing, brother? I love you, brother. How you doing, man?
Feel better too.
I'm looking at the phone, but I can just go like this. Hey, I love you, brother, man. Hope you're doing well. Always thinking about you, man.
And Internet Marketing Pros, shout out to you guys as well. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, we are live. I know Facebook does some changes when you could actually set up the RTMP. That's more technical terms. But
yeah.
What happened was some things weren't working. We had to go back and do it all over again and things like that. That's already all set. So, But let's get started with the training, guys. I am so happy you guys are here. We appreciate you being here. I know you guys can be doing other things.
Like eating more,
leftovers.
Eating leftovers.
Right. The only thing that we didn't eat yesterday was cranberry sauce.
Man, I didn't even have any room for stuffing. I was so messed up on that turkey.
But everything else really made up for it. There was so much
It was too much food.
Oh, my God. But anyways, let's get to it.
Come on, Rick.
So let's talk about unlocking unlimited knowledge, okay?
Okay.
There's so much knowledge on the table for you. It's everywhere, all right? And when we really can tap into this, we could just learn anything we want, but more importantly, not just learn something, but apply it, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But here's the problem. There's always a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens is when we learn something, we tend to learn something, and let's say it's for our mindset, we basically don't take action on something because we're just getting the information and we're feeding it into us. And what happens is we get all this information, right? We're like, oh man, this is great knowledge. I'm learning so much about the mindset and Think and Grow Rich and, the science of getting rich with Bob Proctor, right? Darren Hardy, the compound effect, the list goes on and on. But the problem is it becomes overwhelming, right? We start to learn all these different things and we're like, oh my God, I got so much information, but I just don't know what to do with it, right?
Yes.
Guys, that sound familiar?
Yes.
You guys ever, gone through that? It's great information, it becomes overwhelming, but when it becomes overwhelming, we don't do anything at all. We completely freeze, right? So this is when we got to start learning how to really understand that unlimited knowledge that we could tap into, but we also have to learn how to break it down, chunk it down to small, bite-sized chunks.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So if you got so much information and you're learning great mindset tips and everything, let's take a step back and let's look at the first thing. You ever notice when you read something in mindset, you got all these principles, and it's just crazy. You're just like, oh my God, where do I start? Start with the first one, right? Don't feel like, oh, well, I got to do this, because the book is telling me. No. Take the one thing first.
Right.
Understand that principle. Learn what it is. Right? And then start applying that principle.
Right.
Right? So you could start really reaping the benefits of it. Okay? So don't feel overwhelmed. Just take it one bite-sized chunk at a time, and then you'll be able to move forward. Not only that, but you'll get a lot more clarity, right? In your life and in your business, right?
I agree.
Like we talked about before. I remember when I first met you, I told you about that. You were like, hey, I got all these books. I'm like, okay, then why are you making $9.95?
Right. Yes.
Remember that?
Yes. My old network marketing days.
Right. So what was missing?
Yes.
The missing was the understanding of the knowledge that you were obtaining.
That's true.
Because it was just overwhelming and too much information.
I remember.
And now you learn how to chunk things down and say, hey, I get it now. I could do this little tiny piece right here And that little tiny piece, oh my God, can change everything for me. You guys ever hear that, oh, there's so much golden nuggets you can learn in a book, right? Okay, that's great and everything, but there's nuggets. Take one nugget, right? And just learn from that nugget and go through the experience of that nugget, right? And you'd be surprised how much you can learn and really have some clarity and growth in your life and your business. I get excited about this because this is what I'm passionate about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, well, you remember that.
I do.
I'm sure you do. So let's talk about the next one, guys. All right, you guys love it? Woo! I love it. I love it. So the next thing I want to talk about is a simple habit that clears your mind. A simple habit that clears your mind. Okay. There's too much noise in the world, but
Lots.
also take a look around you. Mm-hmm. There's also a lot of noise on the internet, right? A lot of gurus, right? Telling you to do this way or doing it that way, right? But the problem is like, again, there's that thing, being overwhelmed, and then we get stuck, and then we don't know where to go or what to do and all those different kinds of things.
Right.
But if we just form one simple habit, right, also will bring more clarity to you. And that one simple habit is pause. That's it. Pause.
Something as simple as that.
Yeah.
And people neglect it.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. Because you guys are going, pause? What do you mean pause? Well, in today's life, in today's day and age, right, information is moving like at the speed of light, like the speed of sound, right? Like it's just moving so fast, right? And there's always new information happening all the time. As this is just coming through, I mean, just the information is just like, and you can just go online and just like, you get so much, right? We don't pause because life is teaching us to move fast, right? Like, just go on YouTube and immediately just bang, 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 bang. Go on Facebook, bang, 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 bang. Watch the news, bang, 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 bang. You're getting things from so many angles so fast because the way information moves today, right, moves differently from back in the day.
True. Yes.
Okay, that's what's called the information age,
right?
On
that. Yeah.
So now that this is happening, it's training our brains to move so fast, nonstop, that our lives are moving so fast now. And we don't even take the time to stop and think for a second, right? So when you're going through this, just pause. Purposely pause. Right?
Some people might have to force themselves to pause because they've been go, and they're doing all these mundane things, and they think that it's the right thing to do. But then if they just pause for a moment and really reflect.
Well, look at what's happening when you see a lot of people online go, we got to hustle. Don't stop hustling. Get up, hustle. Wake up, hustle. Go to sleep, hustle.
It's not as black and white as you think.
After you use the bathroom, hustle. After you eat, hustle. It's like hustle. The problem with hustling at the point like that, not everybody can do that, right? It's not meant for everybody. Everybody learns differently.
Keep it real.
Right?
That's right.
Everybody learns differently. So we're being so programmed to think like, I got to hustle. I got to move fast. I'm taking information in. And you get what I'm saying? This whole hustle mentality, everything moving at the, just go.
Yeah.
Stop. Pause. You know what? And we call that present moment, awareness. Present moment awareness. And what we do is we just get, we pause and we just feel that presence of being aware in that moment. When we can pause, we can be aware of things that we've never seen before, right? Our perspective shifts and it starts to change. And then we see things a lot more clearly, more important, more perspective in the right way. Because you could misread something.
Yes.
You could missee something. Listen to something that's you think it's telling you something a certain way, and the reality that's not the way it means. Mm-hmm. Because you're so in the go mentality, right? The holidays now, don't forget the holidays. Oh my God, it's like, oh my God, Black Friday, gotta go shopping. So it's just a constant driver, man. Like, oh my God, let's just keep moving. But when we have that present moment, awareness, all right, we have to check in, and we have to look at what's going on here, and you wonder why. There's a lot of people that struggle in their business. I know people that hustle 24/7, 7 days a week, pretty much, right? Minus the sleep. And what happens is they still struggle. They still struggle.
They do.
It's because they're just going, but they're not seeing, what's going on and what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They just figure like, well, if I hustle, I can have success. You have to learn to work. This is what something Jim Rohn said.
No.
You have to stop working so hard,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to work smart.
You do have to work
Okay?
smart. Yes.
You have to work
We
smart.
learned that
right.
with our story. We learned that a lot about, not just trying to go after those programs that are like copy and paste, but we actually had to learn how to develop our own skill sets
Yes.
to the point that we knew how to create leverage with our time without having to, put so much into it where we're like sweating and things like that. Like I don't bust a sweat with my business.
Yeah.
I work smarter. So what am I doing? I'm using a lot of brain power when
Right.
it comes to this. So yeah.
Exactly. And that can build more leverage in your business when you do pause.
Mhm.
So that simple habit that can clear your mind is as simple as pausing.
Yes.
Right? And just have a present moment check-in
Mhm.
with yourself.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
You'll be surprised how much wonders it'll do for your life and in your business. All right?
All right.
Let's move to the next one. I love that one. That's
That was a good one.
Yeah.
We got more people joining us on the live. Good. To see
So
you
now,
guys.
the next one, guys, and this is so important. And don't feel like you got to have a perfect day.
Oh boy.
All right. This is about just having a nice morning routine
Uh-huh.
that guarantees success. Okay. What is that? What is that one thing? Right? Well, it can mean many things. Let's talk about, and I'll give you an example. You can have a great morning just by having a little bit of time for yourself. Another simple one.
Mm-hmm.
Having time for yourself. What does that mean? Some people like to just not do anything because what people do sometimes is they wake up and this is the first thing they look at.
Oh yeah.
The phone.
True.
Right? But if you just change that habit and go, you know what? I'm going to wake up. I'm not going to look at my phone. And I'm just going to, again, pause, right? For just a moment. And I'm going to think about what's the most important thing that I could do for myself
Mm-hmm.
right now,
Yes.
right? And it could be as simple as, you know what? I'm going to just do a little bit of exercise, right? And I don't mean like, let's work out for an hour or two, right? I mean just a little something each day goes a long way, right? It's these micro movements that you can do daily that you can handle that will change everything for you. Now, why do I say this? Why do I say this morning routine can be so important? Number one, when we first wake up in the morning, our brains are the most active, right? Because we come from a restful state. So when we wake up, our brain's on fire. Like we're ready to take on the world, right? Right? You guys agree? Right? That brain's just going like, oh, I gotta start. I gotta go to work. Oh my God, I gotta get the coffee out. And all because your brain is just starting up, right? But all it takes is just a few minutes. Just pause. Again, just pause and say, let me just take care of myself for a second. Let me maybe, if you do stuff with like free weights, right? Simple, strength training, right? Just do 10 minutes, right? Do a little bench press for 10 minutes, right? A little push-up for 10 minutes. A little yoga.
Or
for 10
remembering to
minutes.
do yoga or
Right.
Pilates in the morning and stretch out.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, that's all you need. But think about this. And it goes back to the compound effect with Darren Hardy.
Yeah.
You do a little bit each day, it compounds, right? People try to take on the world. People try to do way too much, right? They try to be like a jack of all trades. All it is just about doing a little bit each day, right? And just having that beautiful morning routine. And you know what's more important, guys? You're doing it for yourself, right? You're not doing it for anybody else, right? You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. And there's a quote that I remember that I saw somewhere in a medical reader's digest or something that says, you think that the price of getting healthy is expensive, wait till you see how much the cost of disease is.
Why? Let me ask this question. Why do you think this guarantees you success? Why would this guarantee you success? Because it is a known fact that when you do just a little bit of working out, it can be 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. It doesn't matter. The point is, if you do it every single day, or maybe 5 times a week, whatever, the point is it starts to create oxygen in your blood, You get more blood flow, and that creates more oxygen in your blood, right? And when that happens, guess what happens to your brain? Your brain starts to get more clarity. And when your brain gets more clarity, you start to have more creative aspects of yourself. Not only that, but you start creating ideas.
It's true.
Magnificent ideas that normally wasn't there before.
And it's a hard pill for some people to swallow because, they're so used to a sedentary lifestyle and they don't want to move their bodies because they feel that there's no point. I can totally relate to that.
Well, we can get into that one. Those are habits
Yeah.
that are formed for other different reasons.
Right.
That could be another life.
But let me add to this though, Rich. The sedentary lifestyle, working from home, also has a role in this.
It does, yes, but there's reasons for that, why that happens.
It is, yeah.
There's a psychological factor behind that.
The point, what I'm trying to drive across is to get the body moving. Yeah. Because if you get moving and you're wondering why you're always in this funky stage, it's because you're not moving enough and you're not getting the oxygen to the brain. You're not being able to produce those ideas and the things that you want to think about that give you a clear thought. It's foggy at the moment because it's foggy because you're not moving. You're not moving your body and building the oxygen, like you're saying.
And that leads us to the next one. The daily practices that you do, okay, that will boost more energy and focus. If you don't create some energy, and you can by doing what we just talked about, it's harder for you to boost energy for yourself because once you boost that energy, that's when the focus and the clarity really starts coming in.
Yeah.
It works. And it works like gangbusters, okay? When we don't do this, what happens is we get a cloud mind. And when it's cloudy, we don't make good judgment. Again, what happens with everything being busy and, hustle mentality and everything's going on too quickly, there's so much stuff going on that you can't even think clearly because you're not really building a space for yourself to really clear, the clouds away in your mind, so to speak, right? Where you can think clearly and see clearly. So you know how to make the right decisions and the right judgment for yourself and your business, okay? Very important. So that daily practice that boosts energy and focus is very crucial by having that morning routine as well. That's why those go together very well.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the next one I want to talk about, guys, and that was a short one actually, the key to staying productive long-term. This is tough for a lot of people. We've been in this business together combined since 2008. And that's a long time,
Very
it really
long
is.
time.
And we're still in the game. We're still producing. We're still successful. We still love what we do.
Yeah.
Right. So how do we maintain this? I mean, how does Ace and Rich maintain this
all these
long
years?
term, all these years? Right. Well, the thing about it is, right, the key to staying productive long term, and I always said this, is to always be inspired, but not be motivated.
Can you repeat that for the people in the back? They need to hear that again.
To be inspired, not just to be motivated. Motivated is short-lived. Inspiration can last a lifetime.
Sure can.
Because the more you get inspired about things, the more excited and you're going to wake up in the morning with a little different groove in your step. Because you have a direction.
Right.
Right? You know where you're heading. You know what you want. You know where you're going. But there's no roadmap if you're not inspired. Right? And again, I remember telling you this.
Yes.
And you struggled with the vision creating a vision for yourself. Right?
That was a hard one.
And that's how it starts. Mm-hmm. We create a vision for ourselves. That's how we create that inspiration, right? Without no vision, how can you be inspired? Mm-hmm. Right? Vision is so powerful. I mean, visualization techniques, they work.
Hey.
They work. It literally wakes up the brain and says, hey, man, let's get to work. You really want this? Let's do it.
But the vision doesn't come when you're moving. The vision comes when you pause.
Yes, that's true. That's a very, very good point.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you guys, this is how we've been able, to stay productive long term is because, we'll start like literally, having a thought about what we want to change, and then we'll create a vision on how that looks. And then we'll get inspired by that. And the secret is It really has to mean something to you. And
Yeah,
if
it
it
does.
doesn't, it's like you're lying to yourself, right? Now, we all know the mirror doesn't lie. So if you look at yourself in the mirror, you're facing what?
Like a good, honest, strip you naked look.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we know the mirror never lies. So
Mhm.
when we look deep inside ourselves and when we want to get inspired about something, it really has to grab you.
You got
It
it.
really does. It has to
Yeah.
really mean something and give you chills and become part of you from head to toe. Your whole being, your whole existence of who you are. Okay? And once you tap into that, right, you start visualizing on how that could look. And then the emotion kicks in. This is when it gets magical, right? Because a thought, a vision, being inspired without emotion means nothing. It's emptiness. But when you connect that emotion, that feeling
Yep.
of what it feels like without even being there yet, that's what can carry you to the finish line. You see what I'm saying? So what's great about it, it's not a race, it's a marathon. So now let's say, okay, Rich, I've done this and I've reached some goals and I'm happy about it. But and then it went downhill. I just couldn't do it anymore, right? We ran into some people with this in our coaching program, and also people that were in our business before.
Yeah.
That made we helped her make 6 figures, and she basically lost inspiration, right? She was inspired about something, she achieved it, and then what next, right? This is the secret to success, guys, is when you really focus on being inspired with a vision, with a feeling that connected to the vision of what you see,
Yes.
right? You can do this. And then that will help you last a lifetime in your business.
Yes.
It'll keep you inspired. It'll keep you excited because once you reach that goal, when you go through that process, you learn what you did. So when you're ready for the next level and you say, you know, I'm ready to do something else.
Right. Right.
I'm ready to
Right.
attract something else in my life,
Yes.
right? This is where we start to lay out the more fundamentals of a business plan, right? About getting excited about what we want to have before what we have to do, right? Because we can't do something unless we know what we want to have, right? They go hand in hand.
They do.
And a lot of people do that, right? They'll just go do, but they don't know what they want. So it becomes just a short motivation and it's short-lived. And then they just go back to the old
Tell 'em.
habits that
Yes.
don't even work.
That's it.
But if we could hang on to that inspiration because we're so excited, we see it, we feel it in our bones, we start to connect to it. And then we start to say, you know what? I can feel this. And then what it does, it gives you courage. And then when you're out there, and let's say you're building your business and you're afraid to talk to people, but what happens is your vision is more powerful because it means so much to you that it gives you courage that normally without that,
Exactly.
you wouldn't communicate with that person.
That's right.
But because your vision is so powerful and your feelings are so connected to it and you can taste it, it won't stop you from communicating to people if you're afraid to talk to people.
That's right. The fear
Because
will
that's
be obliterated.
bigger.
Yeah.
That's
It'll be obliterated.
bigger than your fear.
It will be.
And
yes.
that's more important than your fear.
That's true.
Right? You guys get a lot of value from this? Isn't it incredible? I love this stuff. It's really, oh my God. So now let's talk about happiness for a second. All right, this is the next one. Let's shift your mindset for lasting happiness, right? The problem is we all want to be happy, right? And we can't be happy all the time, right? I mean, we go through life, we go through trials and tribulations, and you know what I mean? And we've been through some trials and tribulations, and, you know, losing, you know, our fathers and stuff, and it's pretty much the same year. You know, and going through our lives and struggles and what we've been through in the past, you know, but happiness is a skill. It's something that's learned. And I'm going to tell you how to really shift your mindset into this place. A lot of people always try to put something or someone else first before themselves. And this is doing nothing more than hurt. Yeah, this is doing nothing more than hurting you.
Yeah.
Right? Some people might say, wow, but that's kind of selfish. Yeah, it is. Guess what? When you came into this world, did anybody come in with you?
No.
No. Unless you were born with twins, right? Right? But even though, think about it. You came in. You came in a blank slate. No emotions, no nothing, right? The first thing that you must think about is yourself. Because if you think about yourself, what happens is you can give more to other people.
You can.
How are you supposed to give your 110% to someone else if you don't know how to get 110% to yourself?
To yourself. Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is like a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, right? Hey, let me give you an example so I give you some clarity. I can't tell you how many times, I mean, we've coached, oh my God, so many people over the years. And we see this as a commonality, right? This is very common.
Commonality, yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very common. We always ask them, like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Why do you want to take that road less traveled, right? And this is the same thing we hear most of the time. I want to help other people.
Come on with it. You know you said
Now, I'm guilty of that when I first started.
it. You know you said it. Guilty as charged. You know you said
here
it.
I am focusing on wanting to help other people, but I'm not even helping myself.
Uh-huh.
So how could I give more to someone else if I'm not giving more to me? And this is really ironic because it's really common sense, right? But people really miss that, and you probably miss this too. But that's okay. That's why you're here, so you can learn, have some awareness, and take something out of this tonight.
That's right.
Right? So let me go a little bit deeper. So when we focus on ourselves, we focus on educating ourselves. We focus on investing in coaching for ourselves.
That's right.
To learn from people who walk the path before you. It makes sense. You know, it's kind of funny. People will invest tens of thousands of dollars in college, right? And they'll learn from someone who's not successful. Someone who's just
I know.
a professor, teacher, getting by, right? Would you want to learn from someone like that, or would you want to learn from someone who made $1 million? I don't know about you, but for me, it just makes sense to, learn from a millionaire, right? Because if you want to walk a certain path, it always makes sense to learn and invest into someone who's walking the path before you.
Right.
That makes so much sense because now you're gaining the wisdom and the knowledge of someone that you want to walk the path that they walked.
That's right.
Right? And I was told this before in the very beginning. Didn't click in the first year, but the second year it did. And I'm glad I did because it goes back to that story when I lost my first business.
Yes.
And if I didn't have my coaching with my millionaire, I couldn't get back up and do better than I did last time. And sustain it this time through the knowledge and the experience of the failure that I went through. Like you always say, failure was feedback.
Yes.
And that gave me feedback on what not to do in the future.
Hello.
Make sense?
Yes.
That means I can see trends and I'm aware of things way ahead of time because of the experience, right? So understand that when we shift our mind to happiness, we focus more on us first. It brings us happiness, it brings us joy because our mind starts to respond.
Yeah.
It responds in a very healthy, productive way. And when we respond in a healthy, productive way, we are happier with ourselves. And if we are happier with ourselves, when we go to someone else to help them feel more fulfilled, they feel more fulfilled themselves because they can see it in you. And when they can see it in you, that resonates with them because they go, you know what? That's the person I want to follow. That's the leader I want to walk the path with because I can see it in their eyes. I can see it in their demeanor. I can see it in what they do every single day. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. But let's say you didn't focus on yourself. The person would not be magnetically attracted to you for that reason because they know you didn't take the time to take care of yourself. Now, this is a little bit deeper because everybody always asks, why is it that successful people have this charisma about them? Why is it? Guys, it's not, magic, okay? What it is they've invested more time and energy in being better for themselves.
Yes.
Because they've gone through some hardships, they've gone through the failures.
Right.
So they have to invest in themselves to gain more knowledge and wisdom from people who walk the path and have more experience than them. so they can keep growing and learning and becoming better. That's what it's all about, right? That's the path you must take to be happy longer term, because your brain is going to give back and bring you more happiness. Because again, what I said in the beginning, happiness is a skill. And that skill is all about, how do I start thinking about me more than anybody else? So when I'm ready to serve, I can serve with a purpose, and I know I can feel it in my heart, my soul, my bones, and everything, my whole existence of who I am, so I could pass it on to the next person. So therefore, when they gain that wisdom, they could pass the baton on to the next person. Does that make sense? Woo!
Good stuff.
Good
Very
stuff,
good.
huh?
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Next one.
So let's go to the next one, guys. So the surprising way to attract more into your life. The surprising way to attract more into your life. You know, this is something simple, and I'm going to keep this one simple. In 2009, I made my first, early 2009, I made my first six figures. And I was so excited and so happy that I ended up traveling, living the life and everything. And I went to my first live event. Actually, no, that was my second one. And I went, and by surprise, they recognized me because I was on YouTube and everything else like that. And I was asked to talk on stage. Okay. Now, I'm no stranger to being on stage because I was in a band and toured and stuff like that. But when you have one person, you're the only person on stage, right? You don't have band members around you. It's just you. That's a little bit different, right? So, of course, what I did was like, I was just feeling like, okay, I'm doing it. So I went up there, got on stage, gave a presentation, and it felt great. Really excited and everything. I met the guy who was running the live event. His name was Dwayne Golden. And I was asked to come to West Palm Beach, Florida for a closed private entrepreneur training event. And it was 6 people, and I was one of them. And this was pretty cool. And we learned a lot about psychology. We learned a lot about why people do what they do. But more importantly, we learned about how ideas make a lot of money, right? And the psychological factors that come in with people not really believing in themselves, right? Like there's a lot of people that have a lot of dreams, but those dreams go to the grave, right? You ever heard that? And that's because people have so many ideas, but they never really put it out there, and they take it to the grave with them. It's unfortunate, but that's a sad reality, okay? So in order for you to attract more in your life, okay, ideas are the way to attract more in your life. As simple as that sounds, you are a human being. You have inspiration, right? Every human being has inspiration. And I taught you a few things how to tap into that earlier, right? When you start tapping in what we're talking about tonight, you're going to start having your mind's going to start expanding, and you're going to start seeing new ideas form in your mind that were never there before, right? And understand that these ideas can make you money. Not only that, as I learned, it can make you a lot of money. It's so profound how this truly works, okay? It takes courage to take the idea that you have and put it out there.
It definitely does.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just so you know. Remember, you have an idea, you have a thought, and you're like, and you start wondering, oh, can I really make money with this? Or does this really work? Right? Is it going to work? The fear starts creeping in. You start to wonder, and the doubt. Then you become a statistic like everybody else and goes to the grave with those great ideas. But if you have courage about what we talked about earlier, how to create that courage,
right,
you put it out there. And because if you believe in that idea very, very strongly, right, and you put it out there, you're going to attract more in your life because you're putting out your own wisdom and your creativity of what you have in your beautiful mind. Everybody has a beautiful mind, right, of creativity. And you know what's great about it? Everybody is unique when they put it out there. I've seen similar ideas of different people that are out there, but everybody puts it out in their own way, in their own special way. And it's amazing the creativity that I see, and that inspires me too, right? And you see these people, and they're attracting so much abundance,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
All the ideas that we put out, on the internet over the years, we've attracted so much abundance just from those ideas. And this is, believe it or not, this is a surprising way, right, to attract more in your life. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And if you have to watch, this live again, watch it over and over. There's a lot of great information here. And it's going to help you, inspire you, help you grow and attract more things in your life, importantly, more abundance. Okay? And here's the magic word. You truly deserve it. Not that you want it, not that you need it. You deserve it. Okay? Understand that. All right? All right, let's move to the next one. All right? How to build stronger connections instantly. I'm going to give it to Ace on this one because she's great at connecting with people. I love the way she connects with people on the internet. I just don't know how she breaks the ice. She has this way of breaking the ice. And I said, man, you're really good at breaking the ice. I'm good at communicating with people, asking questions, really digging deep and really getting to know people, or I'm a good listener. But she just knows how to break the ice from a complete stranger, And I just find that fascinating.
Well, really what it comes down to, building a stronger connection instantaneously. You've got to talk to people and treat people as if you like the way you want to be treated. And where do we get that from? Biblical context, right? Treat others as if you would like to be treated, right? And so I lead with that. And every time I meet a brand new person, no matter what walk of life they are in, I want to know about them. I want to know more about them because I barely know anything about their past, any trauma bonds that they have in the past. I want to find out more about what is going on in their life within the first 24 to 48 hours. What is bothering you? What is keeping you up at night? What is making you upset? What is bothering you in your emotions? And I'll have a conversation with people and they'll just pour out their hearts to me. And, they'll pour out their frustrations on me. They'll pour out everything that they can because I'm the one that's giving them that ear to listen to, compared to another person who is just like, I'm just here to just meet you for like 2 minutes and then I'm going to give you my link and I want you to take a look at it and take a look at my business. No, I don't operate that way, because how do you know if that person's qualified to be in your business anyway? You haven't even had a chance to get to know them. Every relationship starts with hello. You start with a hello, just like you do with your email list. Hello.
Simple.
Every single subscriber, hello, subscriber's first name, right? So every relationship begins with a single hello and then a follow-up. The follow-up is as effective as it needs to be by you communicating any pains, problems, or challenges that person is going through. Bring it to the table first. Before you talk about anything about yourself, your credibility, who you are, what you've done, it's irrelevant. Right now, what matters is them. And that's the hard pill for people to swallow in sales, because they want to be worried about what they want out of it. They want to know how they can solve their own pain, problems, and challenges. And that's the reason why people mess up.
No, that's true. That is true. And the thing about it is, I love the way you break the ice. I love the way, you connect with people, because you just have a way to instantly start connecting, and people just,
the way I do
every
it.
time because sometimes we end up coaching, people through this,
Yeah.
and what happens is I always hear this from everybody, like I feel like I known Ace for years.
Yes, and that's what I was getting to.
Yeah,
when you want to build a strong connection with somebody, especially a total stranger on social media, you got to talk to them like they're your best friend for life. You got to, the BFF thing, it works. You have to communicate with people just like that. Like all my clients that I've spoken to, we've met from the get-go. It was like, girl, I know you for a long time. We're like a sister from another mother. We're like brother and sister from another mother, another father. Like, it's like that. And it just comes to me through street smarts, it does.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it amazing. And this is why I wanted you to talk about that because,
Yeah.
you're just so good at connecting and building relationships with people from the get-go. I mean,
I can walk into a room and I can meet anybody I want to talk to because I'm a people person. I'm able to just be open like that. Now, there are people that are, not like that, and they're shy and timid and they're worried, but you got to get over that because online, really, you can't be hurt. You can't. You really can't be hurt. So why are you worried about what people think of you or what they're going to say about you or what they're going to, judge you on? They can't see you, damn it. So why don't you just go out there and just put out a couple of words, communicate through social networking language, and be able to speak to somebody as if they're your best friend from high school. Yeah. The more you communicate and practice on this, the more effective your follow-up's going to be, the better the relationship's going to longly last.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. I love it. All right, we're going to talk about the next one, guys. And the one trait that leaders do to create unstoppable growth. Okay. And this is important because, this is just this one trait is crucial. Very, very, very crucial. They never, ever, 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 ever stop learning. Ever. Because there's always something new to learn. It never ends.
Tell me about it.
And again, what did Jim Rome say? Don't be lazy in learning.
Don't be lazy in
right?
learning, yeah.
Don't be lazy in learning,
true.
Right? Because you have a beautiful mind, and whatever you put in your mind is so important, so crucial for how you see the world.
Yeah.
If you don't put certain things in your mind, you're going to see, because you could read the wrong books or you could learn the wrong things, right? But if you put the right things in your mind, you can see the world from a beautiful place, right? From a better perspective and how you want to view the world. That's the power of always learning. But that one trait, we never, ever stop learning. There's always something new to learn. And here's another thing too. Just because you might have learned something doesn't mean you can't revisit it again and learn it again, because what happens is you'll get something more out of it from a different perspective because of what you learned over the years and and how you've evolved. You'll be more aware. So you'll get more out of it, even going back and revisiting again.
Can I touch on that?
And I'll give you that's a little bonus for you.
Because that's like what we do when we do diamond coaching with our students. When we speak with our students, we recommend a book, right? One book for personal development, which is for mindset. Another book is for marketing purposes. And the marketing book is really good because the marketing is about application and taking action. The personal development is about how you think. So you already have the tools within you to think a certain way. And the book is an outliner. So basically you're reading the book and the author is walking through steps and guides of how you should be tapping into your inner tools. And the thing about one of the books that we recommend is Mike Dillard's Magnetic Sponsoring. Now the cool thing about Mike is, he was a marketer, he's a network marketer, and then, he totally changed the game. And he created this book called Magnetic Sponsoring for people who had trouble in understanding the industry and where it was going. But the good thing about that book is you can't just read it once and get it. Like, if you ever had a conversation with Asa Rich and you ever did one of our consults that we speak with you for like a couple of minutes, but more than 15, 20 minutes sometimes, we actually take the time and we'll tell you, you know what, get your book. And we recommend that you read the damn book. And here's the problem. People will not read the book. But the ones that did read it, they can't stop reading it and they want to pick it up again and they want to read it again. And because they read it again, then they go, I knew I missed something here. I need to pick it up. Still to this day, after all the years we've been doing digital marketing, we pick up that book time and time again, and we refer to it for resources, for information, for clarity, for everything. Because it's right there. And that's the reason why it's one of our number one recommended books that we always do.
It keeps you on track.
It keeps you on track.
And it reminds you what's important when it comes to this industry.
So don't just get books and, what's the name of that author again? Oh, what's the name of that book again? And then you put it on your shelf and it just sits there. No, you read it the first time and then get back to it again. If you miss something, pick the book back up, read it again. Yeah. And you watch, it's going to start sinking in. Because repetition is the mother of all skill. So you need to pick up the book. You need to read the book. If you didn't get it the first time, pick up the book again. Read it again. Right? And then it'll sink in.
Now, I saved the best for last. Okay? Elevate your life by choosing the right circle. Elevate your life by choosing the right circle. Now, you have to ask yourself, does your environment really matter? And the answer is yes, it does. Can you create your own environment even if you're dealing with a tough environment around you? Yes, you can. Everybody, most people that have never been an entrepreneur has struggled with this because their circles are usually wrapped around people who don't understand entrepreneurship, right? And when we start to tap into being an entrepreneur, let's talk about online, right? Because we're all online here.
Right.
We can tap into communities and we could, be part of that circle. So we could have that like-minded attitude, right? To learn how to think differently because you're coming from a place that you've been thinking a certain way for so long that it's embedded into your subconscious mind, and no matter what goes on, it's like a rubber band. It just flaps right back. It just snaps right back to old paradigm. Snap right back right to old paradigm. Very easy to snap right back, right? Because that's where you came from. Okay.
That's right.
So what happens is when someone tries to step outside that circle and enter this circle, right? Being around entrepreneurs, being around like-minded people, right? That whole phrase. What happens is they're learning something new and they start to get excited. And as they get excited, there's always a Debbie Downer. There's always a, what do we call that? Vampires.
Yeah, emotional vampires.
Emotional vampires.
Yes.
That steal your soul.
Yeah.
Away from your inspiration.
Yes.
Understand that from remember we talked about everything connects here, guys. The more we talked about being inspired, it's important, and the vision, stuff like that. You went through all that. You're excited. You're pumped up.
Yeah.
You're inspired for a lifetime. And you're like, oh, no, I'm not going to stop until I figure this thing out. I'm going to make it happen. I don't care how long it takes me. I will do it every single day to my last dying breath, right? That's the attitude you got to have.
Yes.
But what happens when you have that attitude and your environment doesn't think that way? It thinks a completely different way.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're battling with your mind. It's called a war within your mind where you're going back and forth and you're trying to find out, whoa, is that the reality? Is this the reality? This has always been a challenge for a lot of people when they become an entrepreneur. Okay? And I didn't know this, but back in 1994, and now you know my age, 1994, I was part of a business called Equinox International. And what they sold was water filters and, naturalistic stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But here's what I learned, I understand now what I didn't understand then. And I'm going to help you guys out with this. When I was going to these meetings, okay, there were offices, they were meeting with entrepreneurs. You can see these guys pull up in fancy sports cars and right. I mean, they have a lot of money. I wanted to be successful. And by looking at them, I'm like, look at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I didn't fully understand the mindset of what I had, the person I had to become to attract that type of abundance, right? I don't really care about sports cars anymore, but that's when I was younger. But understand that we look at that and we go, wow, how do I do that? How do I become that? How do I attract that in my life?
Right.
Right? The problem is you're in a battle. You're in a battle of an old paradigm that is just pulling you back all the time.
Yes.
And it happened to me a long time ago. I went through it for a little while and then I lost interest and I faded away back into the old paradigm for years. Until 2008. Or maybe 2007, because I was watching the video for a year before I got started, right? And I share this with you because it's a serious battle that we go through as entrepreneurs when we make that decision. And this is why that inspiration is so important.
Mm.
But creating that circle or being part of a circle that other people can relate to you and you can relate to them,
Yes.
it is so crucial for your career,
Yes.
your journey
Yes.
in being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So important.
Can I touch on that?
Yeah.
Like if you look at the analogy of a picnic, I had this experience where I went to a picnic, and the picnic had two groups of people. You got your moms and your, mothers with children, and then you have family members and people who are hard workers, blue collar workers. They got careers, they professionals, right? Different types of jobs. They work for the government. And then you have this second group of people at the picnic who are entrepreneur minded investors, people who actually love to make money work for them. And they're ideas and artisans and people who create crafts and do things like that. And this is the kind of discussion. Which circle do you think I'm going to walk into that's going to be more beneficial and add value to my life that I'm going to jump into and have a much meaningful conversation that's like-minded, that's going to help me elevate my life by changing my inner circle? I'm going to go hang out with the entrepreneurs because I want to know what they know. I already know what the other circle's doing, the other group in the picnic. They're mothers, they're married, they got careers, they got jobs,
Right.
but there's a ceiling there. I can't go further than that. Whereas the entrepreneurs, there's no glass ceiling.
Yes. Yes.
So I'd rather hang out with the circle that has no glass ceiling. Somebody put in the comments, no glass ceiling, right? And I'd rather go over there and learn what they know. I'll hang out with the people who are smoking cigars and wearing business suits and, they got rocks on their fingers and they know what they're talking about, okay? Versus hanging out with somebody else who's stuck at a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
See, and that's the analogy that I'm talking about here. Yeah,
it is a journey.
And that's like that
really
online.
is.
You've got all these Facebook groups. Ours is called the Internet Marketing Pros for a reason, because there's professionals in that group, okay? And we like to turn their mindset into focusing mode so they can do away with the crappy Facebook groups that are out there, because those groups is not adding any value to their lives.
Exactly.
Whereas we are constantly giving out lots of information and education for free.
And you know what? We're going to start doing this more on this type of conversation.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's more valuable and it's more beneficial for people's transformation.
That's right.
When it comes to really succeeding being an entrepreneur.
And the good thing about being in that type of circles, you can have meaningful conversations. You can talk about marketing. You can talk about entrepreneurship. You can talk about success. And you'll be more happier because you understand what the conversation is about versus hanging out with somebody in a different group where they're just, negative Nellies and they have no idea what they want to do for the rest of their lives. They have no plan at all, but you're in those circles.
And that's the thing, when I look back into that old company, not really understanding things, not realizing that they were going through their own journey. Yeah. And I was real young at the time. Yeah. And I didn't really understand it. I knew I wanted it. I traveled, I went to live events, I did all that stuff. But it's just, for me, I wasn't ready for that at that time. You know what I mean? You know how they say what is it? The teacher will appear when the student is ready.
Yes.
And when I was really, truly ready, and that was 2008, I made a lifelong commitment to this world, right, of being an entrepreneur. And over the years, I've learned so much of like pain, of wisdom, of knowledge. But what if I never did? What if I
would have never met you.
No, right, exactly. but what if in 2008, what if I did the same thing? What if I didn't stick with it? What if I let the other circle, the wrong circle, dictate my outcome of my own life? Yeah. Right? Because, I was in a band and the band members were saying negative things about what I wanted to do. I told them.
There you go.
But I didn't listen. You know why? Because my mindset got stronger because I was hanging around a circle of entrepreneurs or people that were just starting up as entrepreneurs. Yes. And here's the thing. It was harder back then in 1994 because we didn't have the internet like we have today. Yes. Where you can go on YouTube and plug into some interviews with entrepreneurs and stay in the circle of thinking differently,
Right.
because now it's available
Yes.
at your fingertips.
Absolutely.
Where back then it wasn't. You have to get some tapes. I bought some tapes. You play the tapes. Cassette tapes. But now it's everywhere.
It is.
So you have the ability
Yes.
to just, well, Rich, I don't have a circle, or that's okay. It's all around you.
Yes.
You just have to you have to be proactive, not reactive.
And we have our own, monthly subscription-based inner circle.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for that, because that's exclusive for serious people who are building their business right now.
Want to transform
and they want to
life,
transform their life and their business. And so they get closer to us. And that makes a lot more sense, that they can get group style coaching versus, joining into, some paid group. And then all of a sudden you're finding just spam and constantly buy my stuff and this and this. It's like, but where's the value? You see, you got to take an honest look at what circle you're in and seeing if it's adding any value to your life. And even if it's in your existing program, and yes, I'm going to throw them under the bus. There are existing programs out there, okay, that you or someone that is a part of, it's not adding any value to their life. It's taking them away from their element and literally brainwashing them into just keep buying more and more stuff. But they must learn something. They have to take something away as well as give back.
But the reason why is because of the overwhelming factor.
Yeah, like you talked about.
Again, when we teach you this stuff, what we teaching you tonight, is to bring more clarity and understanding to you and open your mind a little bit, right? Yeah. And we talked about that pause, moment check-in, right? That present moment check-in. Yeah. You could be aware of these things when you practice this, and you could actually start, making the right decisions for your life and for your future. Okay. Are we going to make mistakes? Yes. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect.
How you learn.
And one thing also to learn is, don't beat yourself up when you make a mistake, right? Just brush the dust off. Just move on.
Yeah, stop doing that.
It's about how fast can you get back up.
Yes.
Right? Now, don't stay down too long.
Yes.
All right, and you learn that also through wisdom and that experience.
I think it's time for Q&A.
Yeah, I mean,
that was great.
Yeah, this was great. I wanted to really talk about this because I think this type of information, is more valuable than just talking about marketing and stuff like that. I like getting more into the psyche of why things happen the way they do and things like that, and then also talk about our experience. About what we went through and just give our take on it, right? So it gives you some understanding. And then what I like to do is also break some things down and give you some examples so you can take it with you. Okay? So cool.
if you have any questions, let us know in the chat. Let's see if you have any questions.
Oh, man, we're over the hour already? Oh, my God.
We are.
Usually we...
hold on a second. I think I see them coming in here. Hold on.
Awesome.
Okay, we got a comment here from Michelle. Says, you got that right, Ace. Thank you so much. She says, you are very easy to talk to and have an incredible energy. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Tracy Lee, you're only as good as the 5 closest people around you. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. And Tracy, we dined together. We hung out together.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a side of you that comes out that I don't think anybody in your family has ever seen. Only Ace and Rich have seen that side of you, right? So cool. When you get into the right circle, there's these things, these ideas, even the self-talk comes out, right? So think about that as well. Alistair says, let me bring them up here. Reading Magnetic sponsoring again. Plus, I'm going through affiliate marketing domination for the 3rd time. Yes. That's fantastic. Good for you, man. You got to do it. You definitely got to do it. Yep. Tracy Lee says, no glass ceilings. Yep. Liz Bailey, here's a question right here from Liz. Says, can your program help someone in the e-commerce niche? Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. I mean, being e-commerce, affiliate marketing really doesn't matter. The point is to really work on yourself, and what that does, it actually starts to limit those limiting beliefs that you might have about what you're doing, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
And think about what you're doing too. Are you passionate about it? Do you truly believe in it, right?
Yeah.
If you truly believe in it, then you can become successful in it. If you don't believe in it, then you're going to have doubts and the limiting beliefs are going to creep in and stuff like that. So you can reprogram your mind. You can reprogram your thoughts. You can reprogram different things that are holding you back, right? Remember, you might do something with e-commerce, let's say, and you might be like, oh man, this is hard. change your language. Say, you know what, this isn't hard, it's just different. I just don't understand it yet because I'm learning it, right? Or
Right.
maybe I'm struggling right now with it because maybe I don't understand this element of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what you do, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, network marketing, what matters is you're in a journey. Where are you in that journey,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you might be, when you first started, you were in this part of the journey. You might have been in it for a little while. Now you're in this part of the journey. Now maybe you're more advanced and you want to learn some techniques to really scale your business. That's a different part of your journey, right? So you have to choose know where you're at, recognize where you're at, and figure out what part do I need to start reprogramming on how the way I think about what I'm actually doing. And think about what we talked about earlier about how do I create that vision about where I want to be, okay? What do I want to attract in my life? And the things that you choose, does it really mean something, right? You have to start there. Does it really mean something?
Right.
And then if it does, pause, create a visual, representation of what you see, okay, where you want to be. And then when you see it, then I want you to connect your emotion to it and let me know, how does it feel when you think about it? How does it feel when you think about it?
Like really connect with it.
Really
Liz.
connect with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, like, you get the chills when you think about it, you get excited about it, that's what you need to hold on to, right? When you're feeling negative or you feel down, or, you know what I mean, or feel like, getting up today or something, right? There's a lot of different circumstances for different people. But that's really the secret sauce. That's the one that, keeps you strong. And then you can see it a lot more clearly, better perspective, and more importantly, you become a lot stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but you become tougher, right? As entrepreneurs, we have to be tough. And I don't mean tough on ourselves. I mean tough up here in the mindset to say, I need to get results.
Skin like a rhino.
Right. I need to create results.
Yes.
I need to how to, make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And come hell or high water, I'm gonna make that happen.
Make it happen. Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
Definitely. Any other questions? Thank you, Liz, for that question.
Great question, Liz.
Let's see.
And you know what, Liz? If you want to get together for a little bit, you can let us know what you're struggling with and stuff like that. Get a little more detail, and we do like a free consult with you, right? Just head on over to meetaceandrich.com and book your call with us. We do like a nice video call, and let us know what you're struggling with. If it's the mindset, your business. Sometimes just simple answers could really just help you get moving in the right direction, right? Once we find out a little bit more about what it is that you're struggling with, okay? As a matter of fact, I'll put it up right now. Just head on over to meetaceandrich.com. And when you go there, just choose the time and date, and we'll get together with you, okay? Awesome. All right, let me get back to my comments here.
All right, anybody else?
Let's see here.
There we go.
Let's see, Liz says... All right.
My mindset is there. It's my passion. I need help with the promoting part.
The promoting part okay, well, there's different ways to promote it, right? So some people promote e-commerce on TikTok. Some people promote e-commerce on YouTube. Some people promote, the thing about it is, like, it depends what you're selling and what kind of value are you providing for that. Like, what's the features and benefits, and why should they buy it from you
versus someone else?
Than someone else.
Exactly.
Right? So
and is it a Me Too kind of product? Because if it is, that becomes a bigger problem, right? So you got to have a unique selling proposition that people are going to come after you, and they're going to run and flock to you more because you have more value to give versus them purchasing the thing that you market on e-commerce. And a lot of times people say that, they have trouble with promoting. It really comes down to the branding aspect, because, not so much of like, oh, I need a logo and I need to have like, my pictures redone, but it's more to it than that. It's more about your messaging. You have to learn how to package everything for you, brand it under your name.
Yeah, like like you said, it depends on what you're selling, of course.
Depends on what you're selling.
What we've learned about branding is you got to brand yourself around the thing.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So, like, you look at people that, let's say, I talked about this before, about the Instant Pot, remember?
Oh, the Instant Pot.
Yeah, the Instant Pot story. So, like, there's people out there that always, like, sell things on Amazon, but they're explaining the features and benefits of the thing that they're selling, right? Like the Instant Pot. And they'll talk about, what's the problem? And let me share the solution with you with that problem. So what would be the problem? The problem would be if you're sick and tired of staying in the kitchen and waiting for the food to finish, and you're like, got to keep an eye on it, stir it around, or whatever. I'm going to share something with you that you never have to worry about that ever again. You can set it and forget it. And before you know it, your food will be done. And your family could eat.
Right?
So what that person did, okay, branding, is they moved that person away from feeling that pain of being stuck in the kitchen to feeling freer in the kitchen. And guess what? Now they don't have to stay in there and wait for the food to be done. They actually know that their food will be done.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, but people build a brand around these things by explaining the features and benefits of what they're selling. But the way they put it out there is in their own way with their own branding. By educating people, by solving a problem, you are the solution provider.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Great stuff there.
Yeah,
hope that helps a little bit more, Liz.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tracy Lee says, if I can give one piece of advice, it's what Rich said earlier. Take care of your mind and body. Help yourself first before trying to help others learn that lesson this month.
Yep.
All right. Hard lesson, but you learned it, right?
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Tracy.
Liz says, sounds great. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm glad that this was a great, episode for you. It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Absolutely. Nice seeing you, Liz.
Michelle says, thank you guys. Incredible as always. I don't know anyone else that dishes out total truth and invaluable info. You are always giving back so much of what you've learned from your mentors.
Yes.
Yeah, we've invested into a lot of different people, Michelle, and it was worth it.
Again,
and it was a scary thing to do in the very beginning. It's not easy, but we did it, and we're glad that we did.
Again, passing the baton.
Passing the baton.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
And we can change the world.
And if anybody, is taking it seriously, like Michelle and many others, invest in yourself, invest into coaching. If you want Ace and Rich in your corner, you want us to help you with your dreams, you want us to help you with your business, your existing business, or maybe you don't have a business yet, but you need a roadmap. Even if you want to have that kind of conversation, we can have that conversation and find out if our Diamond Coaching Program is a fit for you. Because not everybody gets accepted, but for the ones that do get accepted and are serious and do the work, they see results in their life and in their business. Right, Michelle? So that's a really good thing to know. Tracy Lee says, what makes your product better or give more value to the customer? That's the way to promote.
Yeah, absolutely.
You always got to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of your competition. And do you have any competition? That's another thing too, right? Competition is a good thing to have.
Yes.
If you're the only thing out there and you have no competitors, then you might want to find another niche,
Tracy Lee got another one. It's like Diamond Coaching, guys and gals.
Yes, that's Diamond Coaching right there. Tracy Lee's a diamond. Yes, thank you so much, Tracy. Absolutely. So, everyone, this was a very special episode. We gave so much. Rich, you were awesome tonight.
Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Yeah, while everybody's scrambling and, getting their, extra gifts and things like that. I want you to think about something. And I learned this through Rich. If you're going to invest into something, right, think about where you're going to be in the year 2028. Let's put this out here. And I want everybody to listen. We're going to close out with this. Where are you going to be in the next 5 years? Where are you going to be by the year 2028? What's going to happen, right? Have you made a plan for your life? Have you decided what you want to do? Have you seen the future? I have an idea of where you want to be. If it isn't where you want to be right now, where you are, you want to be better than that, definitely book that appointment with us and we can have that conversation. Because that is a very important thing to do. Don't get into this industry, don't get into business, and you have no plan. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why it's so important, to invest in yourself. The best gift that you can give yourself is investing in you.
That's it.
Okay.
With that being said, This is Ace and Rich Live. My name is Ace Guzman.
And my name is Rich Guzman.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Enjoy your weekend, guys. And if you're shopping, don't shop till you drop.
Bye
All right,
now.
guys. Take care, guys.